I entered. They directed me to where I would sit. I sat down. Time to bring out documents. Men and brethren, I did not see my passport. Hi guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel, and it's so good to have you here again. I don't know if I'm supposed to still be introducing myself, but yes, if you're a new subscriber, you're welcome. My name is Inyelu Ajayi, and I film about faith, I film about lifestyle. Jeez, I film about lifestyle, I film about law, career, basically everything. So this is going to be a very different video from the few videos that I've done, and as you can probably tell from the title already, I'm about to tell you a story of the most embarrassing moment of my life just yet, and it's about to be a very interesting, sad, and just like ridiculous story. So just sit back and let me gist you for this couple of minutes. So about a month ago, I think, okay, so basically I'm not just going to be telling you the story, I'm going to be telling you about lessons that I learned from it, basically. So about a month ago, I think sometimes in April, I was planning a trip outside of the country, like I was planning to travel for something. So, you know, I had booked, what's it called now? I have my passport, of course. So I had planned to go on this trip, like everything was on point. I had secured leave from my place of work. Like I was really anticipating that moment. So, you know, I got on the website. Oh God, this is so hilarious. I got on the website to book my visa appointment. You know, I booked the appointment, I was ready, I put my documents together, so ready, like I was so ready to go, like drop my passport and just wait for the length of time I needed to wait to get my visa. So, men and brethren, for people that know me already, like I said in my previous, if you have not watched my Get to Know Me video, please watch it. I'll leave the what do you call that? I'll leave the link in the description box so that you can get to know me, basically, just as the title says. So I live in Lagos, but I live both on the mainland and on the island. I have a place on the island, but I also stay with family on the mainland. So let's say today is Wednesday. My interview at the visa office was going to be the next day. So, you know, I picked, the appointment was going to be on the island, so I wanted to be close to the venue. So I left my family's place on the mainland the day before, packed all my documents, like super ready to go on this so-called visa interview. Packed all my documents, put my stuff together, took a cab and went to my own place on the island. Say, okay, I'll just gently sleep over and go and drop my documents on this place on the island and then come back to the mainland because, you know, we're still working from home and all that stuff. So I went to my people, I went on this, like I left my place on the mainland, packed all my stuff. In my head, I also packed my passport. In fact, I still believe up to this moment that I packed my passport, but you get to know why I'm saying all this. Packed everything and then left for the island. I got to my place on the island. As I've also said in my Get to Know Me video, my place is really small. So I got to my place on the island and I entered my house, dropped my bag. Of course, typical of me, I take cabs a lot in Lagos. Like I don't really do public transport because, you know, corona and all that stuff. So, but typical of me, anytime I get down from a cab, I look back in the cab to be sure that I did not leave anything behind. So I looked back in the cab and you will understand why I'm giving you all these details very soon. So I looked back in the cab and I was so sure that, oh, I didn't leave any of my properties in the cab. So I entered my house, dropped all my bag, went to the salon to, you know, to fix my hair properly, like to wash my hair and stuff. I came back home and I slept. So it was the morning of the visa. It wasn't a visa interview, so to say. It was just like, you go there, drop your documents, drop your passport and get your biometrics done. So I woke up on the morning of the visa day, had my bath, called a cab as usual. So I called the cab and the cab was outside waiting for me. I packed my stuff. Now, let me go back a little and give you some details. So I packed my oh god, this story, I'm giving you all these details so that you can literally understand my struggles. So I packed my documents and I opened my passport, my envelope where I had all my documents and my passport, and my head, or my eyes actually, I don't know, my eyes in my head saw my passport inside that envelope. But okay, so let me continue. I'll come back to this particular moment. So I looked at my envelope, confirmed that my passport was in there, even though after this incident that happened, my mind is now telling me that I did not actually see that passport that morning. So I just opened the envelope, I saw it, and then I saw I've taken 1 dose of the COVID vaccine. So my COVID card, which is also the same color as my international passport, was in the same envelope. So I picked out the COVID card and I said, nobody's going to ask me for a COVID card in the visa place. Let me just put this in my handbag. So I put the COVID card in my handbag, and then I put all my other documents together in the brown envelope, covered the flap, doubled the envelope, and I clung it to my chest and entered my ride. I got into the ride. I was pressing my phone. The visa place is just it's not far to my house, just like about 8 to 10 minutes drive. So I got to the visa interview place. It was drizzling at this moment, like it was preparing to rain. So I got there, I got out of the cab, and I got to the gate of the place just right on time. My interview was for 8:30. My appointment was for 8:30. I think I got there about 8:18 thereabouts. Men and brethren, I got to the place. They opened the gate for me. I was asked to bring out my document checklist. I brought it out. They ticked my ID that I'm present, and I entered. They directed me to where I would sit. I sat down. Time to bring out documents. Men and brethren, I did not see my passport. You see, this is actually now hilarious. At that moment, 1,001 things went through my mind. Like, I don't understand. Like, where is my passport? And like when things like that happen to you, you'll be like, oh, it just fell. Let me just look down and stuff. I looked down, and my dears, it wasn't there. Like, I got to the visa place and I couldn't find my passport, and my head just started banging, like right immediately. I'm like, what? And then I just raised an alarm. When things like that happen to you, you forget whether you are too sure, you are not too sure. I just raised an alarm, like, I can't find my passport. And then they're like, oh, like what happened and stuff. And then they directed me to a place where I could go out. So I went out and I came back to the waiting arena where I waited. I can't find my passport. Like, the lady was like, nothing. I sure did not find this passport. And then right immediately I picked my phone and I called one of the closest persons to me. I said, hello. Like, of course, it's not like I announced to the entire world I was going for a visa interview. I just called him and said, hello, I can't find my passport. And he just said, calm down, just calm down and start speaking in tongues as you look for it. I'm like, hey God, what is this kind of embarrassment? I'm not a 5-year-old. I mean, how can I explain that I got to a visa place and I did not find my passport? So I was so disorganized. Like, I was shaking. Literally, I was shaking. Because I had put myself together in my head, like everything was perfect about this thing. So the story did not end there. The next thing that will come to my mind is, oh, maybe I left this passport in my house. So I came out immediately. It was already raining. I called the cab guy that brought me. It was an elderly person. I said, hello, did you see something in your car? I was like, no, that he has not even picked anybody after me. And then he packed immediately, called me on WhatsApp video call so that we could look for it together, for me to be extra sure that he didn't drop in his car. So he looked for it. And then, like I said, the front of the visa center is very clear, like security everywhere. So, I asked them, they said when I came down from the cab, nothing dropped. That's why this thing still feels like either a dream or village people were on my matter. So, and they didn't find it. So, of course, the next thing you would also do is to say, oh, let me go and check my house where I woke up this morning. Also bear in mind that I said I did not open that envelope at all. Like, when I got to what am I looking for? I'd already packed everything. So, like, I didn't even check it at all. When I picked a cab immediately and got back to my house. For you to know how sure that I was that, oh, it has to be in my house. Maybe it fell when I stood up this morning or something. I told the cab guy to wait for me outside. Let me enter my house and look for it. And it was raining. Guys, it was raining. I was walking in the rain. Like, my clothes was drenched. I walked in the rain into my house, and my house is so small. Like, if anything falls, like, it's so small, I don't have a lot of stuff lazing around or lying around. So it's so easy for you to find something in my house. I got to my house, lifted my mattress, even though it was so short that it couldn't be under my mattress. But they say it's in Yoruba that when something is missing, you look for it in the most unexpected places. So I looked everywhere, looked under my mattress, looked my entire house. Like, while at it, I was praying, guys. Hey God, this is embarrassing. I was praying. I was praying in the spirit. God. I was shaking, I was sweating, I was drenched in water. I was just a mess. Like, why would my passport go missing on the day I'm supposed to go and drop it at the embassy? So I looked and looked, I did not find this thing. Now, the person that had called before to tell him that my passport is missing, immediately, like on the call, saying he was also praying along with me. Where can this thing be? Like, what's up? Like, how, And all the man just like, how? Why? All the way, this person was trying to get him, calm down. But it was not a time for me to calm down. I was tensed. You guys, I'm sure that the tensity is reaching you from this my narration, because I was so tensed. I was disturbed. I looked in my house. This person came to join me in my house to look. We searched everywhere, every single place in that house. Boxes that are not touched in weeks. Like, I overturned them. Where did I not look? My fridge. Oh God, I looked in the worst places. Like, where can this thing be? I searched and I did not find it. I took a cab again, went back to the visa center. That maybe when I had gone, or somebody said they saw it on the floor. We still did not find it. Guys, it was so disturbing. Like, it was super, super, super disturbing. If when something happens and you can't explain it, it becomes a lot more harder somehow for you. Because if I checked my envelope and I saw that my envelope had been compromised, maybe it had tore, I would probably be at peace that I'm sure that it fell. But the fact that I could not trace whether it fell or it was stolen, my envelope was not torn. Even if my envelope was torn, that's like an entire 32-page booklet. Those of you that know international passport, you know that it's a booklet, a small booklet. If it falls, I feel like I should be able to be aware that something fell from my envelope. Not sheet of paper, nothing, like just the passport. Guys, if not because I'm a believer and I'm a Christian, and I know that village people don't have power over me, I would have said maybe this passport disappeared. And I was just going for a leisure trip. It wasn't even that I was traveling for maybe something academic related or anything. I wasn't going for an advanced degree. Maybe I would have said village people don't want me to have my master's. But like, it was just so disturbing. And then in the midst of it, I had prayed, but I felt blank. If you're a believer, you know that sometimes when you want something and you're praying, even if God doesn't want to give you that thing, if you hear it in your spirit, or if you feel it in your spirit that it's not time for you to get that thing, it gives you some form of calm about the situation, even though you still want that thing. I don't know if that makes any sense. But for me, at that point, I was praying, but I was blank. And it doesn't really happen to me a lot when I pray. If it's something that God feels is not time for me to have, I sometimes feel it in my spirit, or I just feel happy, or I just start praising, that kind of thing. But in my spirit, I couldn't feel anything. Like, I couldn't feel that God was using that to do something. I was just blank. And that even made this situation, oh God, I know that this video is going to be getting long, but that even made the situation so annoying. And then I started looking in the most ridiculous place. I was just all over the place. My clothes that had gotten wet had gotten dried on my body again. I was just all over the place. Next place to search was the house I lived on the mainland. Right about, I went there again. Searched everywhere. It wasn't. As I'm doing this video, I still did not. I didn't find that passport. I didn't find it. Like, I literally did not find it. Up till today, it's like this thing happened like it should be about a month now. And those people that have my number on WhatsApp must remember the day I put something on my WhatsApp status and I said this is the most embarrassing moment of my life. Like, I've never felt this way before. And when I was putting up that thing on my status, I felt like, God, I'm actually going to find this thing and it's going to be a testimony. Like, I'm like, this cannot be a test of faith. When people are talking about persecution as their test of faith, should I be talking about loss of passport as my own test of faith? Like, how can this thing get missing on this day? It was just so disturbing. So I did find it. I still have not found it. But out of the entire experience, I learned a lot of lessons. Like, I cried. Oh God, I did not say it. I cried. I wept. I wailed. You people cannot understand. Like, I was so devastated. So all of that happened, but like I said, in the entire experience, I have lessons that I've now learned over that period, and I will just want to share, I think, about 2 or 3 of them. The first one is that moments that can be disappointing like this, we really should not allow it to dictate the entire course of life. Now, I may not be capturing it in the best words, but you understand when I explain. So this incident happened on a Thursday. The next day was a Friday. One of my very, very close friends was getting married in Ibadan. I live in Lagos. Throughout the entire planning of the wedding process, I was involved. I was asking her what's up. I had bought a shoebi. I had planned to slay in that wedding. But something like that happening on Thursday, I was like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going for that wedding. Like, I'm not going to. I won't be there. Like, it's not happening. How am I going to go to a wedding when I cannot find my passport and I'm trying to travel out? And I'm just very grateful for people around me, the people that surround me, my brothers, my friends, basically. And then, like I said, the person that called I lost my passport, he was also telling me that you should go for this wedding. I mean, you should not allow it to this person is just going to get married once. Even if you don't find this passport, you're going to do another one. So you should totally go for that wedding. My brother said, in fact, my elder brother insisted that I had to go, and he sent me consolation money. I know that he's watching this video. I mean, he sent me consolation money. Just calm down, go for this wedding, enjoy yourself, hang out, stay in a cool, nice place in Ibadan. Just enjoy yourself and go. We're going to sort it out. So I went for this wedding, and I'm going to insert a video of my friend. I went for the engagement on Friday, and I'm going to insert the video of my friend when she saw me. She was dancing with her husband when I entered the hall, and I went straight to the dance floor, to go and gas her up and all that. I will insert the video of how she felt when she saw me. When I got back to my hotel room that night and I was watching the video, I'm like, God, this is the moment I would have missed just because my passport got missing. So if I had allowed it to take an entire toll on me and miss that wedding, I'm over the passport issue now. Like I said, I didn't find it, but I've gotten another one. I got another one in 2 weeks. That's why I thought that it cost me a lot of money. I've gotten another one and I'm past this. But if I had not attended that wedding, I would never forget that my very close friend got married and I couldn't make that wedding because of my international passport, because I got my international passport missing. So moments when we are down, moments when things are not going on well, when we have an opportunity to make history, or when we have an opportunity to make lifelong memories, we should not allow those small moments to define that entire history, or to stay in the place. I believe, get my point, to stay in the place of what can actually make us happy. So that's the first lesson. The second lesson is that when they say a problem shared is half solved, this experience made it very, very obvious to me. So the day that my passport got missing, the only person that I told was this person that I said I called immediately it got missing, and my family in Lagos. That's the people I live with in Lagos, my family members in Lagos. I didn't tell my parents, I didn't tell my brother. That's why I found that my brother was very involved in the whole visa process. I didn't tell my brothers, I didn't tell my sister, I didn't tell any of my family members, and they were calling me. I turned off my WhatsApp internet. Like, I wasn't taking calls, I wasn't responding to messages. I just did not know how to say an entire human being like me, a grown-up adult, got a whole passport booklet missing when I'm not a 5-year-old. So I just stayed away. Like, I wasn't going to speak to anybody about it. But the next day, when I spoke to my brothers about it, and then I explained the entire thing, my elder brother was so pissed. Like, he was like, I thought that something bad had happened to you when I was calling you and you didn't pick your call and everything. And right there and then we started looking for solutions. And like I said, I got my new passport in about 2 weeks, despite costing us a lot of money. But if I had kept quiet, who knows, if I had even spoken up the day it happened, maybe the problem would have started getting solutions immediately that thing happened. But I kept quiet for almost 24 hours and nothing happened. I wasn't getting better, the situation did not change. But immediately I started sharing with the people that mattered to me, solutions started coming, consolation started coming. My brothers consoled me, my parents consoled me, my friends consoled me, consolation just started coming. In fact, my dad that thought that my dad would be like, about what she saw passport, no. Sorry, meaning is, how would you have gotten your passport missing? He was like, that belle, like, sorry, don't worry, I'm gonna sort it out, we'll sort it out, you know, like, the support that I got just made me recover very quickly. So it's just like saying, yes, people say that don't talk about everything that happens to you, but the truth is that when you have problems, speak to people that you feel are close to you, can solve your issues, and you know, you may just be surprised at how quickly the problem will be solved. And even if it's not solved, it leaves some weight off you, so to say, because you're not the only one that is aware of the problem anymore, basically. Because if you're a believer and maybe you slip into some form of sin, or you find yourself doing something you shouldn't do, and then you shut off from God because of that, like you're just like, I'm not praying, I feel so dirty, I feel so stained, I feel so unworthy. The thing is, you're still going to end up at the feet of God. So I mean, the earlier the better. So he also gave me that perspective to things, that when we, in quotes, when we mess up, or when we, whatever it is that we do as believers, the earlier the better, because as you stay away, you sink into that problem, or into that whatever it is the more. So, you know, coming out, saying what it is, you know, the scriptures talk about covering your sin. So when you cover your problems, I mean, you just delay the healing process and all of that. So yeah, you can see me all smiles. Now I'm going to insert videos of myself when I was looking for that passport, because I was literally recording some videos, or I think 1 or 2 videos, saying, I'm going to make a YouTube video out of this, because I need to find it.
So this is me actually hoping that this thing becomes a testimony, because something I can record a video about, because the past 12 hours have been like, is it chaotic or chaotic? Whatever. It's been chaotic. Like, these eyes you people are seeing, I've cried it out today. I hope that this actually becomes a testimony, because man, I have a lot to say.
I'm all smiles now because I have another passport. You know, I've done another passport. I've done all the things I'm supposed to do. But then it was a very devastating period for me, and so I'm appreciating all the people that knew about it. So a lot of my close friends did not know. Yes, that's my most embarrassing moment as a grown-up human being, getting a 32-page booklet missing on the morning of a visa interview. You know, I think it's an experience I'll probably never forget, but of course I'm over it now. And another lesson is that if you have money in this country, you will get things done. People have been shouting on Twitter and almost on social media, no passport booklet in Nigeria, no passport booklet in Nigeria. I got my booklet in how many weeks? 2 weeks, to the glory of Jesus. Even though I had to travel to another state, you know, but I got it, and the entire process is done. So I mean, that's just by the side. So yes, that's my story today. I'm sure this video is so long, but yes, that's my story. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I don't know if there's anything to comment about really, but yeah, I just hope that some of the lessons that I shared, you find them useful. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and see you on the next one.